Greetings, people of Earth. Welcome back. My name is Jax, and today we're talking about reputation in the gay community and how annoying it is. I've made a video about this before about how your reputation in the gay community is this really fickle thing that is hard to change, and that if it gets set in the wrong modality, if it gets set in the wrong position, you're in a pickle. It's difficult. I have recently become aware of some of the things that the people that I exist around think about me or say about me and that kind of stuff. And to be honest, I don't really care. It's not that negative. It's not that frustrating. Um, Obviously, it can be really annoying to deal with that kind of idea, but I basically want to make this video explaining like how your reputation um, kind of impacts you quite heavily, especially when it comes to dating or interacting within the gay community in your area, in your location, whatever it might be, and just how far reaching that can be. I'm fortunate in that because I do the social media stuff, people can figure out who I am really quickly, and I don't I don't act one way versus another in reality versus social media. I act like this all the time. I'm really introspective. I enjoy talking about topics like this. Um, you guys know I talk about philosophy and art and spirituality and all of these things, and that's pretty much what I'm interested in. I'm a farm kid. Like my what you see is what you get in so many ways. Obviously, there are elements that I don't necessarily shine light on in my social media life, but I'm fortunate in that when people start talking about me, usually my social media stuff comes up, and then they can get like an honest interpretation of who I am. Maybe plus a little bit more extroverted energy. I feel like in real life, I'm probably not as extroverted as I am on social media, but I think that's pretty common and that's pretty normal. So I'm lucky that there are literally hundreds of hours of my opinions, my speech, how I interact. But if you are in the gay community, and especially if you're new to it, I really want to caution you about who you interact with and how you interact, because people will get a reputation of you based on the dating apps that you're on, based on the social media stuff that you post. And it has pretty far reaching consequences, especially if you are actively dating or talking to people. I've said this before, but in the gay community, especially in your own sub location, people know who you are and they'll have like a reputation of who you are. And that reputation really depends on how you treat other people, how you talk, if you are really prejudiced against a specific group or a specific age bracket or whatever. And these kinds of things have a real world value. And basically, if you want all of the good advice put into just one little short snippet, treat everybody with compassion, be kind and understanding of people's situations. Don't catfish, don't ghost, don't engage in any of the dating behavior that everybody is exhausted with. And, if you make plans, follow through, those sorts of things. Don't gossip. When you're on a date with somebody, it might be super compelling or appropriate to start bad mouthing other people you've gone on dates with or things like that. Don't do it. Don't engage in any of that kind of gossip or back talk, because you hear about it. I have heard so many times about, like, a friend of mine will go on a date with somebody and then my name comes up and they'll tell me that this person has a really strong opinion of me, and it ruined the date for them. Like, my friend will say, yeah, this guy went off on you, and just it kind of ruined my impression of this guy because he just seemed so angry or whatever. Never gossip. I have the number of dates I have been on where somebody tries to bring up another person that we mutually know. It has never gone well. There has never been a good interaction with that kind of stuff. So rise above it, keep your mouth shut when it comes to giving opinions about other people in the community, because those kinds of reputational things really do matter and they stick with you for a long time. And some people will always view you in that way. It's their problem, but it also impacts who you are. And the problems it's not even really a problem that I've encountered. It's just rumors and angry people who are disappointed with how certain things happened and certain miscommunications, certain misunderstandings. And again, I'm like I said before, I'm lucky that I don't really have to deal with it in any meaningful way, but it reflects a level of pettiness and sort of immaturity in much of how the gay community operates. And in many ways, the gay community is very high school drama oriented. We love to hear about the gossip, and there's all of these, oh my gosh, did you hear this person's doing this, and this person got this piercing or tattoo or whatever. And it's all just this like infighting and insecurity. And I think that's what it comes down to, is that in the gay community, the problem with it being a community is that we're all innately interested in each other, both romantically, physically, personally. And the gay community has always been a very shallow oriented thing when it comes to like the aesthetic of somebody. Oh, look at, he's not aging well, or oh my gosh, do you see this guy's balding? Like that kind of stuff is incredibly toxic, and it's exhausting high school stuff, like I said before. I've given you like the good tips of like, don't ghost, be reliable. If you say you're going to meet somebody, like, do it safely, and, don't be a flake. Don't flake and just say, oh, sorry, I'm busy, I can't do it now. It comes down to just being a genuinely good human and not trying to sort of manipulate situations in many ways. And at the end of the day, just being a little conscious of how your reputation changes and how it is affected by other people and what they say about you. It can really help you understand where other people are coming from, but it can also make you a better human. And at the end of the day, like, the realist advice I can give you is it really doesn't matter what people say about you, because if somebody wants to go on a date with you and wants to meet you, no matter what the rumors are, they're going to want to find out for themselves. And so that's a nice sort of silver lining to this whole discussion. But I think it is relevant to just lead with compassion, to not engage in the gossip. Hopefully your reputation will be a positive one. People will think of you in a positive light. But I know of people in this community, in my country, because that's how big it is. Like, I know people coast to coast from Canada who are in the community, and, some of them know who I am. Some of them, know who people I know are. Like, we all have mutuals. We all have this intertwined community of people who know each other. And it can be very toxic and exhausting. And I think the genuinely best approach is just to be a genuinely good human and to not worry about the gossip. And if you're a genuinely good human, you don't have to worry about the gossip. You don't have to worry about the reputation, because you will have a good reputation. You will have a good moral foundation if you can just live honestly and kind and compassionately. And then it's easy. Then you don't have to worry about anything. But if you choose to engage in the gossip and you choose to interact in specific ways that are not appropriate, that are not positive, you're going to get a reputation that does not serve you well, and that makes it much more difficult. Dating's hard enough. It makes it harder when you have a bad reputation, or you have a reputation of being someone who really can't keep their mouth shut and doesn't know what they're talking about, and all sorts of issues like that. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I have it on good authority that like nobody really in my community watches these videos, so I'm thankful for that, because but in all honesty, what I've said today is not controversial. What I've said today is not meant to cause drama or intrigue. It is just meant to implore people to be good humans and just, when you hear a rumor, maybe just don't believe it right away. Maybe just don't assume that, oh, that must be true. Because they're not. Like, it's just that easy. Like, these things are never as clean cut or as um specific as you might think they are. So that's my 2 cents. I hope that your reputation is well deserved, that it is honest and compassionate, and that treating other people with the dignity and respect they deserve is paramount. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Let me know what your thoughts are on sort of reputation and the gay community, and how the way you behave kind of generates talk. And it's funny how much people talk, and they're always going to talk. And at the end of the day, I will disappear into the woods, and it doesn't matter what people say. So thank you for watching. Let me know your comments. And as always, as always, I will talk to you tomorrow.